Hello, Steve. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. We're just going to look at the other camera in the hope that it changes so we look like we're actually organised.
Oh, Steve, so where are you in your house? Because I'm loving this at the moment. We do all these kind of video calls and you look like you've got a plethora of books behind you. Is this your office?
No, I'm at home in Copenhagen in Denmark.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you for joining us from so far away. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect now, because obviously things have changed for EuroPride.
Well, it's not really about EuroPride, it's more about the prides all around the world. So at the last count, about more than 500 prides around the world have been postponed or cancelled because of COVID-19. And so about 3 months ago, the international pride organizations came together and said, why don't we ask all of our members, the prides on the ground, such as Manchester Pride, to give us content that we can merge together on the 27th of June, which historically is always the main Pride weekend globally. And we'll show a live stream of 24 hours of music, speeches, artists, various different types of entertainment. And it was a hugely ambitious idea, and we almost binned the idea several times over. But actually, we've now got to the stage where we've got A-list artists, we've got major world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, royalty, and Mel C, all taking part in this incredible event that's in 10 days' time and free to watch on YouTube wherever you are in the world.
So who can we expect to be seen on the lineup then?
So the artists that we've announced so far, and there are still more to come, Todrick Hall is our host on YouTube. We've got Adam Lambert, we've got Kira, we've got Village People, Mel C, Leanne Rimes, Pussycat Doll, Callum Scott, Natasha Bedingfield, Olivia Newton-John, Stephen Fry, Joanna Lumley, Leslie Jordan, Rita Ora. And then from the world of politics, we've got the former US Vice President Joe Biden, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. We've got Prime Ministers of Norway, Luxembourg. We've got the Crown Princess from here in Denmark. It's an incredible lineup. But in addition to that, we've got content from more than 500 prides around the world. More than 500 prides have sent in content, ranging from drag queens to speakers to shout outs. It's going to be an incredible show. It's going to be the world's biggest ever pride, which is pretty
so exciting. You look really lively, and if you put all that content together, my God, you should be having a lie down right now.
Well, it's not just me. We've got a team of 100 volunteers, literally from West Coast USA to New Zealand, who are working around the clock like you wouldn't believe to get this thing on the road and to make it happen. We've had incredible support from organizations like YouTube, and the show has to be seen to be believed. It's really quite an amazing thing, but it's not just me. And if I'm looking a bit lively, it's because I left work this afternoon and I went and had a beer and had dinner with my partner and rushed home to be here for you.
We love it. Thank you.
You're an hour behind or an hour in front? Which are you?
I'm an hour ahead.
An hour ahead.
Yeah.
So it's dark there already.
Yeah.
And is that?
I know it's because don't forget it's Scandinavia, so it's the land of the midnight sun. It's still bright light outside.
We've got terrible rain here. What's the weather like there?
It's been glorious. It's been glorious throughout the last 2 weeks. But then it's Manchester. It wouldn't be Manchester if it wasn't raining.
Of course not. Now, tell us what time this actually kicks off, because you said it's, 24 hours, did you say, of content? So when can we start watching on the 27th?
So, because obviously we're covering time zones, we're covering actually 48 hours of time zones.
Wow.
We're actually going to be watching in the UK from Friday evening on the 26th of June through to Saturday evening.
Right.
And the main content from Europe, including the UK, is going to be broadcast in the early afternoon on the Saturday. We're just waiting to finalise that. But in the next few days, if you go to globalpride2020.org or on social media at globalpride2020, you can see the times that we're expecting to broadcast content from each country. And there'll also be what we're calling the main stage hour, when you'll see super A-list artists, world leaders, that's when their performances will be taking place, and that's likely for people in the UK to be early on Saturday evening. So get your friends together, have a watch party, have your social bubble, have a watch party, get people together, or even just watch together on Zoom.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you, the world leaders that you've got involved, obviously there's a lot of them from the politics world. How have you gone about getting them involved? Because normally they're either there or there. They're very rarely up front and forward for everything, aren't they?
Absolutely. And the brilliant thing about this event is that we have provided, as the international pride organizations, we've provided the framework through which the event can happen, but the hard work in terms of getting these artists and getting the world leaders has come from the pride organizations on the ground. So my day job, I'm Director of Communications for Copenhagen 2021, which is World Pride and Eurogames here in Denmark next year. We got the Crown Princess of Denmark to take part and to record a speech. And then that content has been given to Global Pride. So where we've got world leaders, it's absolutely thanks to the prides on the ground who've done all the work and got those artists, and we'll be crediting them on the day, and we'll be making sure that everybody knows exactly who did that work, because it wasn't us getting those artists, it was the prides themselves.
I mean, I know you said at the start of this, it is such a shame that these prides aren't physically taking place, but my God, this is totally the next big best thing, isn't it? I mean, in fact, it sounds epic. It sounds like a real treat for people, and very much that you can still feel that we can get involved and have a great time and celebrate, the community, which is, what it's all about.
Do you think that this is the way that prides could go then?
Yeah.
Streaming.
Somebody sent me an email yesterday and said, "Oh, I know we're too late for this year, but can we be a part of Global Pride next year?" And I ran to the hills screaming, because we can't do this 2 years on the go. we can't have Pride this year in most places, and nothing can ever replace that physical experience. Whether you're on Canal Street or you're on Oxford Street or you're in San Francisco, nothing can replace that experience. But this is the best we can do in the circumstances. I think the really good thing about this is that the really good thing about this year is that it's going to force most prides to think, well, hang on, in 2020, we delivered that bit of our pride online. Why can't we do that every year? And the really key thing for me with Global Pride is that if you're not out, if you're scared about telling your parents or telling your family and friends, whether you're living in Bolton or whether you're living in the middle of Africa, in a country where it's illegal to be LGBTI, you can tune in and you can see Pride and you can experience Pride for the first time. And if we can get more Pride next year and in future years to think, how can we reach people digitally who aren't feeling safe enough or brave enough to come to Pride in person, then that's a massive thing that Global Pride this year will show prides they can do in future.
Like you say, I think that's been a really positive thing that will come out of it. We are actually feeling the love here, so much so that our light is strobing in readiness for an amazing Pride. So our light is going on and off at the moment. I'm just going to ask you while we saw our lights out, you mentioned Olivia Newton-John then. I was like in awe. I cannot believe you've got Olivia Newton-John. That's going to be amazing. But who are you most looking forward to on that lineup to seeing?
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many on there. I mean, Olivia Newton-John to me was the one that, she was the first one when I saw
the one that you wanted.
She was the first one that I thought, oh my God. But there are so many. I'm still holding out a faint hope that our friends at Stockholm Pride might get ABBA. I think it's unlikely, but I'm an optimist, so I'm hoping that might happen.
I'd be giddy.
Yeah.
I'd be giddy. So once again, when's this all happening and where can we find it?
So it's happening on Saturday, the 27th of June, but it's likely for people in the UK, it's likely to start actually in the evening on Friday, the 26th. You can tune in live on Todrick Hall's YouTube channel or at globalpride2020.org or on at globalpride2020 on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.